Welcome to Homestuck for Dummies, where I aim to thoroughly explain the various intricacies of Homestuck lore to the best of my ability and clear up any misconceptions along the way. In this episode, we will be covering ECTOBIOLOGY, easily the most misunderstood part of the comic, which is bizarre to me because it's very easy to understand when it's properly explained. I blame this on the placement of the ECTOBIOLOGY segment at the rough end of the first 4 acts, which most readers seem to forget and move on. Some fans don't even read before Act 5 at all. Really a shame since I consider it the best part of the comic. That out of the way, let's get started. It's best to start with the humans since they were the first characters shown. I'm going to assume you've already read up to this point. John enters a lab, then proceeds to make paradox clones of the 4 guardians, which are then used to create the 4 main kids. Jane and Jake are the parents of Jade and John, and Dirk and Roxy are the parents of Dave and Rose. You get the point. They're said to arrive on Earth via meteors, the details of which can be seen on this handy little chart. Now, due to this crash, this chart splits into 2 alternative timelines, both stemming from this very same instance of ectobiology. To put it simply, the humans' arrival dates are switched in the Alpha timeline, with the Beta kids and Guardians being swapped, and of course Dirk and Roxy were sent 400 years into the future. Since they are both the same in terms of genetics, just sent to Earth at different times, their relations stay the same across all timelines. For example, Dave and Rose are siblings, and Dirk and Roxy are their ectobiological parents, but no way related. This matter is more complicated for Jane and Jake, who are adoptive siblings in the Beta timeline, but share no familial bond in the Alpha timeline. The dates would be much more comprehensible if I didn't have to explain everything about ectobiology along with it, which I assumed you all would know, but I don't want to take a risk. Whatever, let's just move on. We don't actually know a lot about the trolls' ectobiological process, but it's important to talk about them for clarity. When Karka goes through the ectobiological process, he recreates both of the 12 trolls and their ancestors. This is confusing, as contrary to popular belief, the ancestors are the pre-scratch trolls, beta trolls if you will. This in general implies they would be the ones due to the ectobiology, but I suppose not. Quite a lot of contradictions at this point actually. We're shown 2 different views of the ectolab, one with genetic compartments to be combined, and one without. Since the one without is from walk-around Flash, I assume it to be the canon iteration. This means that none of the trolls are significantly related, other than the incestuous slurry nonsense, and that every single troll we see in the comic is just an ecto-clone of themselves. This implies all of them are copy-pasted multiple times. This is stupid. What can we do about it anyway? Let's move on. A lot of these wouldn't have spread if people didn't like jumping to conclusions when there is no evidence. Even if that many ran about troll ectobiology, we don't really know for sure how their process went. If we got more time with that in the comic, it could have been explored further, but I guess we didn't have time for that. Though the most common ones are also the easiest to debunk. The Alpha Kids / Guardians are not related, and if they were, that would have required them to perform ectobiology in their session, which they did not. None of the trolls are blood related, aside from their ancestors, and romance between trolls is entirely normalized in troll society, so even if it was technically incestual in nature, I highly doubt it's significant in alternate culture. By the way, I don't mean to defend incest, I'm just talking from a moral standpoint. Do not harass me, I just worded that wrong a little. Please and thank you. I really like Homestuck, and while I enjoy its content, my main focus is on just how much there is to analyze. A lot is in dark about too, which leads to discourse often caused by misconceptions like I just described. Sorry that this video was so short, it's mostly a proof of concept for a series I'm hoping to expand upon, so I didn't want to delve too deep into it. Maybe I'll make a part 2 with some bonus content or something, called the Ectobiology bonus video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Homestuck for Dummies!